For my setup, I'm using a technique called Trade Van Den. So this is the setup I use to apply the Trade Van Den technique when I use the indicator, specifically for trading Van Den. I only use the 1 minute, 3 minute, and 5 minute time frames at minimum so that I can enter trades and manage risk when the price action is within a short wave. When I trade like this, I can manage risk better, so I won't get caught in fake outs and I will not be hurt. I won't get I can manage risk and I won't get caught in fake outs. That's the way I trade Van Den safely. Now, first of all, let me show everyone how I do it. So first, what do I do when I trade Minion Kiev, right? When I trade in the 15-minute time frame, when I'm in the 15-minute time frame, I can see that I'm still within the upper range. Okay, I'm still within the upper range and the current candle is moving sideways. All right, I can clearly see the sideways candle and I'm in the 15-minute time frame, right? But in terms of the trend on the chart, the candle on the chart shows the 1 hour time frame, meaning I can see the long-term trend of the 1 hour. Then, when I look at where I am in the 15-minute time frame, I can clearly see the trend. And usually, before I enter a position, I wait for 3 candles to form, right? Yung alpha buy. So now I'm getting ready to enter on the 1 hour, but here it's moving sideways, and 4 candles have formed. This is a buy signal. So this is the momentum line, the control line. When I see the wave moving like this is the momentum line and it's showing me a momentum buy signal. You can see here it's an inverted hammer. Then this candle forms a buy candle on the 1 hour chart. So this wave is a safe wave where I can enter a trade here, right? But before I enter, I need to double check. So whether I'm on the 1 hour or 15-minute time frame, I still see that this is a bullish wave. And if I hold my position, I'm still within the protective zone, the gateway to heaven of the channel up structure. When the RSI comes down here and doesn't break below this wave, is still a bullish wave for YWJ. So I know that I'm in a short-term correction within the bullish channel today, but it's still leading into a bullish trend. I can see that this is still an uptrend, so I will switch, not using the 15-minute chart, but going back to the 5-minute chart. Okay, now I'm back to the 5-minute chart. When I switch to the 5-minute time frame, I can see the waves from the 15-minute chart. And right now, within these 5 minutes, these are just sideways waves. So I won't be entering any trades here. You see, these are all sideways candles, and these sideways candles have long wicks. So these are considered as shadow candles. So here, when the candle is within this area, this is the safe zone for the 5-minute chart. You see, this is the setup, the entry zone. Then when I see that the price action comes back here, you see it confirms the trigger. This is the safe wave. So now I will make an entry.
Okay.
All right. So in this part, as you can see, I will make an entry. Okay, and that's it. I'll make an entry and then... So just let it be. And here I'll make an entry, okay? When I'm on this platform, I'm using Conto. And I'm also using it on the view to look at the indicators, to check the trend and to find the entry point. Once I find the entry, this is where I set up the entry. This is the part where I manage the trade. I set the stop here, which means I'm willing to accept a loss of about $60. Okay, so when I make this entry, I can make about $200 if it hits the full target of both TVs. For the first TV, I would make around $50, and if it goes to the zone of the second TV, I would make almost $200. But if I get stopped out, I would lose about $60 or $70, okay? So this is the setup part. Okay, so I've just explained the indicator part to everyone. Hindi sila As you can see, that's the indicator section. In the market, we can't really know what the trend will be, but at the very least, we know where our entry point is, and we can manage and ensure our take profit, and we can secure the trend. When we trade, we won't get FOMO, and our trading will be more disciplined. That's why I always emphasize that when we trade, our entry point must be clear. Okay, so when I set up the event, I also look at the concept I mentioned earlier. My entry line has to be clear and not affected by noise. Only then can it be considered a safe entry point. Right. Let's go back to my indicator so everyone can see. In this indicator section, these are the sideways waves, and what I'm doing is, when I see the price reach this area, this is what I'm working on. So I'm currently within these safe entry zones. You see, in my oscillator, it's showing as bull, and this is an uptrend. This is how you adjust to the trend and manage risk. As for this indicator, whenever you see these colors, this is a very sensitive indicator for trading options, stocks, funding, forex, currencies, all types. So this indicator here is the most sensitive part. So in this indicator section, can you see it? It shows us the trend very clearly. When the trend is up, you'll see the ME is blue, and when the trend is down, you'll see the ME is red. When I look here in the 5-minute chart, I'm currently on the 5-minute time frame. You see, the trend here is clearly showing buy signals. I can see it clearly, so I still rely on the 5-minute time frame to make my judgments. I can still see the 15-minute trend, but if I switch, for example, when I go back to the 1-minute chart, when I switch back to the 1-minute chart, okay, when I see the price action here, on the 1-minute chart, it bounces above the MA line and turns blue. That's an uptrend. When I'm on the 1-minute time frame, I can still see the 5-minute time frame. That's why when I can clearly see the trend and clearly see how the candles are moving, and I can see the pricing, I can anticipate and know where to enter. So I'll manage the reward during this phase. Okay. When I use the 1-minute time frame or even the 2-minute, that's fine too. I'll know the next time frame and I don't need to switch time frames. That means I only need to use one time frame and I can still trade as usual. Okay, and down here I have a section where I use the euro to observe the trend. It matches up very well. And I have the momentum for buying. Okay, so when I use it, yeah, that's it. Here in this section, I have a part dedicated to trading, to analyzing trends, setups, and so on. Now I'll go back. Okay. Just to show everyone, I'm going back to the 1-hour trend. See, this is the hammer, and here I have the signal to buy momentum. And in this small time frame setup, I've already cleared the entry point, right? Now I'm in the larger time frame, meaning this trade of mine is set up here in the higher time frame. And on the 1-hour chart, the trend is up, but the trend hasn't confirmed yet. So I still have to wait. I still have to wait until the zone. When the 15-minute time frame returns here, and the 1-hour time frame also returns, and I see on the 1-hour chart it's still above the trend line or support zone, then this wave I'm holding is the main wave.
The main trend wave.
So right now I'm still within this wave. On the 15-minute chart, it hasn't fully entered the main trend wave yet. I'm still within the breakout wave, meaning this wave could reverse and it's not completely the main trend wave, okay? Only when the price action closes above this trend line on the 1-hour chart, with both the 15-minute and 1-hour time frame staying here, then this wave can be called the main trend wave, okay? So going back to being below the damn thing. When we talk, everyone, about my trading strategy, I still feel secure because, well, I'm very cautious, I'm very careful, and I see that when I entered the trade here, I'm still making a profit, but not much. I've only made about $30 so far, but I know that I will definitely make at least $200 when the price moves like this. You see, this is the trend, so right now I can still manage my risk. Okay, so first I'll open up my tablet so I can put some text on it whenever I want, like this. there, even if there's a drop or something, I still make a profit. You see, this is how I manage risk, and I still make money consistently. I don't let myself lose because I know that the chart moves in a certain way. The entry point, it hits the stop loss, and I know exactly how to enter. So first, I know where my entry point is, and secondly, I follow my plan, I stick to it, and I have everything lined up according to that. I follow my plan. I don't just trade recklessly. So you can see, right? The entry point is very clear from these small details. Do you see? From these small details, when I look at the 15-minute chart, I can still see it. The EO still tells me that I'm still within the B channel, definitely not in the bull channel. So when I look at the price action, it's still there. It does have a buy signal, but it stays in the B channel for a long time, meaning I'm still within the B channel and not completely in the bull channel yet. So when I trade here, I absolutely have to manage my risk to protect myself in case the price doesn't follow the uptrend as planned. If it drops back, I can still protect my capital and not lose the game. Okay? When I trade, when I'm in a position, you can see here. That way I can identify the entry point and I wait for the projection. Looking down here, I know I'm still within the B channel, and I see the projection is still in the red zone, which means it's still in the B channel on the 15-minute time frame. Right now I'm on the 15-minute chart. As for the 1-hour chart, it's not completely clear yet, so I need to check the trend on the 1-hour time frame to see how it's moving. You see? When I open the 1-hour time frame, just like I explained earlier, the part about the channel character, it's like a support area, you see? When the projection is still above the blue line, this is the MB line, so the trend is still an uptrend. Even if I get a signal, to buy or a reversal signal for a sell, I still manage the risk. So if I'm trading, let's say I'm trading here, for example, if I miss the entry here, even if I'm trading stocks or anything else, when I see this situation, I would start to move my stop loss up to a trailing stop right here. I set my take profit, and if the market trend continues to go up, then I make market more profit, okay? But if it fails, then if it goes wrong, if it crashes, if it blows up, then I know it's because of the entry point. At least I can still protect my own account. I don't lose my game, you see? For example, right now I'm on the 1-hour chart. Yeah, I can still see the trend on the 4-hour chart. So when I'm here, my mindset still follows the market trend, which keeps me stable psychologically, and my trading style becomes more disciplined now when I switch back to the 15-minute chart. Okay, so when I look at the 15-minute chart and I can still predict the trend on the 1-hour chart, my mindset will be stable, I won't get swept away or confused, and I'll know how to manage risk. And this is the risk management formula combined with this is the risk management section, okay? Here, I've broken it down into these parts so everyone can see and understand which wave we're in and where our entry point is and where the market trend is. Okay, I go into a lot of detail in this section. So when you use it, it applies to everything, whether you're trading stocks, options, funding, or any other strategy. Andre, you can always come back to this inunchimo. 5 minutes, you see? Medi. It's clear, Sidi. So in 5 minutes, you can see here, the euro, for example, there's already a buy signal. You see the euro on the RSI, right? Can everyone see that? So the RSI always moves ahead of the price. When you want to know when you can enter a trade, you use the RSI to check for buying signals. And when the buy entry is about to hit or brush over the 50 line on the 5-minute chart, that's when you should hold back, right? Here, there's already a buy entry, so we've exited the sideways zone, meaning we found a clear entry point. This is on the 5-minute chart, but I know many traders use the 1-minute or 2-minute charts, depending on their preference. But here, I'm just sharing my own approach with everyone. When I look at the 5-minute chart, if I switch back to the 1-minute chart, Okay, I can still see it clearly. The trend is clear, right? You see that? See, I switch back here like this. Here on the 1 minute chart, I can still see it clearly. The uptrend down here from the 5-minute chart is moving up, and I can see the price action is pushing up, right? The blue line is going up, and when the signal drops back, right, we're inside the order block. When the price action is about to hit the order block, that's when the next wave starts. So here the short wave is starting. It's currently retesting. If it can break out, then it will keep going straight up. But right now, it's retesting the next wave, just like I explained in the higher time frame. When the breakout, when it breaks below the child structure line, that means this trend will drop strongly. But if I see that when the next wave pulls back and it doesn't break below this child structure line, it means the trend could continue upward. So when I see the signal like this, I move my stop loss up to become a trailing stop, so I can protect my trade. That's it. As you can see, I explained to everyone the concept and the key function of this indicator. Okay? In this section, this indicator is the part I use to explain so that everyone can trade more confidently in stock options. Here I will show everyone another indicator, so that everyone can trade stocks only, okay? When you look at this indicator, if it has colors like this is just for stock trading, okay? It follows the same concept. I use it the same way, but there's a very important difference here, which is,
for example, okay, everyone see.
The difference is that when we have a sell signal, the wave will reverse, and it shows us that we are in a sell wave.
Okay.
Let me show everyone, okay? Do you see? When we're in a buy wave, the signal will show us that we're in a buy position. So this signal part is specifically for scalping. So when we scalp, we will avoid that part. The indicator will move further away, which is good. Because it says no. Okay, so this part is for scalping. Because when we scalp, the scalping trend will cut off the part where we trade futures breakout or futures breakout or uptrend. Or when we scalp in the signal, it will cut off that part because we are scalping. If you like to be greedy, then this will reduce its sensitivity because there will be something called a fake breakout or pre-trap, like a pre-fake breakout. So this Nikkei indicator will protect you from those signals, those scattered price spikes that it creates the effect of a bear trap or a bull trap. So for indicators designed for exits, they will filter out those kinds of waves. So their signal activation will be different from this indicator, okay? So when you see this color, it means this section is specifically for hedging, for options, okay? For hedging or for scaling in. Then that's when we use this part. The sensitive part of it is designed better. It reacts faster, which makes it easier for us to observe. So in this indicator, there are two types. One type follows momentum and the other type follows volatility. So when you're trading, you have to understand, okay? Each setup in the indicator has its own setup and its own unique output. Depending on which strategy you're using in this market, later I'll share with everyone my own way of trading. So in that setup, you can see here, this is a simple setup, okay? I use just one template. If you're new and don't really understand what to do yet, this already has all the templates you need. In case you're new, you're a newbie, just starting out, you can turn on all the MAs to use them as filters.
Okay.
It's like you're analyzing to use them as filters. Once you've filtered, you'll know exactly when there's a buy signal. And when there's a sell signal, when there's a breakout, when there's a doji, you can observe and recognize the signals. And this is the filter line to help you filter and know exactly where you are, okay? So you'll know, for example, when the price is below, you'll know how to manage your risk. This is for those of you who are just starting out and don't have much experience yet, so you can turn on these filters. If you already have experience, you can turn them off. I think you don't really need these. Can I be myself? I'll cover it, I'll cover that car, then I'll pay attention. It acts as a guideline. Okay, we use it as a guideline. So it's easier to see because if there are too many lines and signals, it can make us feel overwhelmed, right? But if you have experience, if you're already good at this, then you can turn off some of those filters, those things that attract your attention, maybe, so you can better recognize the trend. You can turn them off, but if you're still new, if you don't have much experience yet, my advice is that you should keep them on. Keep them like that, you know? Maybe keep a little bit of the EMA, so you know which trend you're in and where the entry point is, you see. The entry point, the buy entry, is located exactly right on this line. Everyone, see? It's right up against it. So when you enter, you won't miss the entry point. Okay? And how do you use it? Using the buy is very clear for us. That's up to you all. So that's the end of the indicator section, which I've already explained to everyone. In the indicator section, there are a lot of options, but I use this one. With this, I can see two parameters. Right. So in some setups, you can see 5 or 6 parameters, but if you don't have that, you can use another indicator that also has this feature. However, you can remove those parameters and just use it independently. But when you use it independently like that, you really need to have a lot of experience to avoid FOMO. But if you don't have much experience yet, and then you should use this. This will guide you and make things clearer for you. Just like when you drive, you need a dashboard, right? So the indicator is similar to that. Okay, and I'll end this video here. See you all in the next videos.